Hello, my name is Brandon, and welcome to another episode of 60s Week. Thank you so much for joining me. Today we're going to be finishing up in the year 1968 and head into 1969 to listen to Midnight Confessions by the Grassroots, Love Child by Diana Ross and the Supremes, and Where the Sour Turns to Sweet and The Conqueror by the Amazing Genesis. Now let's time travel back to my groovy 1960s VW bus. Nice. And we're at the ocean, far out. Alright, we're going to start with Midnight Confessions by the American band The Grassroots from 1968. Comes from the compilation album Golden Grass. It's pop rock and R&B. Originally the song was performed by the Evergreen Blues Band. The instruments here are played by the Wrecking Crew. Been hearing that name a lot this week. It hit number 4 in Canada and number 5 in the US. The lyrics are about a man who's infatuated with a married woman, but sadly knows he can never have her. Anyway, if you're new here, welcome. Don't forget to hit that subscribe and like button, as well as the notification bell to join the Retro Reactions community, where it's all amazing music all the time. Here we go. Wow, surprisingly upbeat for the lyrical content that's here. Interesting song, very catchy, very lively, really nice. We got some nice strong bass to start the song out with, and a very strong horn section throughout. I like that they surprised me, they came in really strong on the right, really quickly. Happened a few times in the song. I definitely got hints of the band Chicago here. Several reasons. The beat, the horns, of course, the melody, and the vocals. Really interesting reference that I did not expect. And we have two lead singers on this one. I enjoyed both, of course, Rob Grill on the verses and Warren Entner on the choruses. Both were very expressive, you could hear and feel the pain in their vocal delivery. This is clearly a painful song lyrically, and it makes sense that they would sing with such urgency and melancholy and pain. And no surprise, one of my favorite elements in the song was that really cool 60s sounding organ on the left, weaving its little spell throughout the song. Really enjoyed that. Wasn't too forefront, wasn't too expressive or loud, just sat perfectly there. Yeah, so definitely a lively, almost fun, but still very sad song. Interesting juxtaposition there. I'm going to give this one 3 golden records. Yes, and that is a B-range score for Midnight Confessions by the Grassroots, 1968. Thank you so much, Rob Grill, Warren Entner, Creed Bratton, Rick Koontz, and the Wrecking Crew. All right, now we're moving on to Love Child by American group Diana Ross and the Supremes from the album of the same name, Love Child, 1968. It's funk and soul. It hit number 1 in several countries, including the US and Canada. Interestingly, no other Supremes are singing on this song. Kind of sad there, but I think they sang only on certain songs in this album, Love Child. Diana Ross left the Supremes just over a year after this one was released. The lyrics are about a woman who is asking her boyfriend not to pressure her into sleeping with him for fear they would conceive a love child. So let's check it out. Interesting. Very different. It doesn't sound like the Supreme songs that I know. It doesn't quite sound like the Diana Ross solo that I know. A nice bridge type of song to those two eras for sure. We got a dreamy 60s soul feel throughout the song. I like that we got, softer, lighter verses, and then these dramatic choruses with the lovely strings, of course. Those type of emotional choruses are very signature to Diana Ross. I'm thinking of songs like Ain't No Mountain High Enough, All of You with Julio Iglesias, and many others, I'm sure. Just really enjoyed the smaller peaks and valleys between the verses and choruses. I think we got some pre-chorus in there too as well. That was nice. Diana Ross's voice, what needs to be said? Unmistakably her as soon as you hear it. Always a beautiful tone, inflection, and delivery by her. The backing vocals way out here on the left, that was a cool choice. Of course, done by the Andantes. Really enjoyed that. They were kind of doing their own thing as she was doing her own thing in the middle. I got shades of The Wiz in this one. Of course, I might have mentioned that I was in that show decades ago, and I don't know, just the feel of the music kind of reminded me of that. Definitely the tone of her voice is probably what reminded me of that as well. Just very funky and soulful yet dramatic throughout the song. Gotta mention the cool drumming kept mostly on the right by the Funk Brothers. Really enjoyed that. Really powerful drumming in certain sections there. A memorable part of the song for sure. So really enjoyed this one. I'm going to give it 4 golden records. That's an A- for Love Child by Diana Ross and the Supremes, 1968. Thank you so much, Diana Ross. The Andantes, which include Jackie Hicks, Marlene Barrow, and Louvain Demps. Hopefully I'm pronouncing all that right. And the Funk Brothers, and also the Detroit Symphony Orchestra for that wonderful way in the back instrumentation. Now, as you can imagine, I'm very, very excited for the next 2 songs, done by, of course, one of my favorite bands on the channel. They have a weekly time slot, The Amazing Genesis. Yes, we're headed into a new year and the final year of the decade, 1969, to listen to Where the Sour Turns to Sweet and The Conqueror, both from the album From Genesis to Revelation, their very first album. It's psychedelic pop, folk, and art rock. A few fun facts about these. These songs were written in 1967 when the members were still in school, high school, I'm guessing. Wow, that's pretty amazing. Initially, the album was a flop. The songs were recorded in just 2 days, and the album was put together in just 10 days. Wow, that's kind of mind-blowing. Initially, it only sold about 600 copies, being filed under the religious section in the record shops. Record producer Jonathan King still holds the rights to this album to this very day. Lyrically, Where the Sour Turns to Sweet is an introspective call for personal growth, change, and goals. And The Conqueror is a menacing look at and warning about dangerous figures who emerge to cause chaos and destruction while gathering a cult-like following. Let's get right into both.
We're waiting for you. Come and join us now. We need you with us. Come and join us now. Look inside your mind. See the darkness is creeping out. I can see the softness there where the sunshine is gliding in. Fill your mind with love. Find the world of future glory. You can meet yourself where the sour turns to sweet. Leave your ugly selfish shell to melt in the glowing flames. Can you sense the change? See your eyes, now listen. We're waiting for you. Come and join us now. We want you with us. Come and join us now. paint your face all white to show the peace inside. Drift away while the saffron burns to the land where the rainbow ends. Can you sense the change? See your eyes in focus. We're waiting for you. Oh, come and join us now. We need you with us. Oh, come and join us now. We're waiting for you. Come and join us now. We need you with us. Come and join us now. We want you with us. Come and join us now. We need you with us. Come and join us now.
So they were already doing seamless transitions in the 60s. Wow, what an experience. Not like the Genesis I'm used to, but still really enjoyed it. Just very, very different musically and vocally. We'll talk more about it after. Let's check out the Conqueror first. another transition. Is this whole album that way? Seamless? Probably. That was so psychedelic at the end of that second song right there. I wrote down, what band am I listening to? It's not bad at all, but it's like, is this Genesis? Especially in the second song. The voice didn't even sound like Peter. Wow. Such a departure from what I'm used to. Very, very interesting music. With such a long career, the evolution of this band is absolutely insane, in my opinion. You know, you get these two songs, then later on you get something like Fountain of Salmacis, and then you go on to something like Snowbound. Then you get Home by the Sea in the 80s, and then Hold on My Heart in the 90s, I believe. Just incredible. What a journey they've had. Definitely would have to hear these two songs several times to really get a feel for them and for their sound at this time. But very, very psychedelic feeling in both of them. I wrote down, is this the closest to Pink Floyd that Genesis will ever sound? ? You guys can let me know what you think. I absolutely loved Peter Gabriel's vocal tone here. It was softer and smoother than what's to come, and I really enjoyed that pocket. Just very different sound overall than what I'm used to. I even got some slight Beatles vibes. I can't be crazy about that. Again, let me know what you think. The drums and percussion were really interesting. They are very understated here, and it was weird not having Phil yet on the drums. This is the first time I think I've heard a Genesis song, without Phil on drums as far as the main bulk of their career, and so again, made the song so different for me. Also some nice psychedelic 60s style backing vocals. Really cool. Don't remember what it was. Probably some Oz. But anyway, love that. And I also love the soft tone of the piano on the left and the floating string part on the right. Really different. Everything became so grand and big, huge peaks and valleys throughout their career. But this one was just so soft and quiet. I think you know what I'm talking about. And I really appreciated that. All right, moving on to the Conqueror. It was so 60s sounding for me, but it was so non-Genesis sounding. Wow, if you would have played it for me, I would have not even known it was Genesis, both musically and vocally. This time, Peter's lead vocals were on the left in the beginning, and the backing vocals were on the right. Really nice choice there. Eventually, Peter ended up switching left to right and then back to left. But really cool, way that they laid out this mix. Again, the vocals to me sounded nothing like Peter. I know he was altering his accent for this specific song or character, but still, wow, pretty shocking. Definitely a great upbeat groove here. Some nice percussion going on. Definitely more of a Beatles feel. I know I can't be crazy. I keep saying that. I'm just hearing lots of shades of the Beatles here. I'm sure there were several other musical influences as well that they had that were poured out into this song, but that's the first one that comes to mind. So wow, really interesting, very enjoyable. I had no idea what to expect, and now I know what they were sounding like in the 60s. I'm going to give Where the Sour Turns to Sweet 5 golden records. Yes, that's an A/A+. And the Conqueror, 3 golden records. That's a B score by Genesis, 1969. Thank you so much, Peter Gabriel, Tony Banks, Anthony Phillips, it's weird saying that, Mike Rutherford, John Silver, also weird, Arthur Greenslade, and Lou Warburton. Another really, really interesting musical ride today. Wow, you just never know what you're going to get in the 60s. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment down below. If you wish to chat about these 4 songs, I would love to know your opinions. So you take care, stay safe, stay hydrated, and remember to let peace, calm, and light into your day and night. And I'll see you next time. One more time in the 60s.